What's good, guys? Fantasy Joe back again with Week 4 Waiver Wire Edition. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and if you have any questions or comments, drop them in the comment section down below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button to stick around. Like I mentioned, post waiver wire videos, buy low, sell highs, weekly rankings, and if any comment you put in the comment section, start sit, trade advice, whatever it is, I respond to every single comment, so you got a fantasy hotline as well. But yeah, hit that championship, get that edge against your league mates, and bring home that chip this year. That's what it's all about. That's why you play the game. Okay, so diving into waiver wires. First and foremost, if Trey Benson's available, he's your number one ad. You're spending the fab on him if he's out there, and you're going to spend the fab. You're going to blow the waiver priority. He's going to be the guy for the rest of the year. Played a ton of snaps once James Conner went down, and is going to run first offense, in my opinion. But some other names I would also be grabbing out there. Trey Tucker at the wide receiver position is worth the add to me, even over Alec Ayamanor. Reason being, he had 9 targets this last week, 8 targets the week before that. Okay, it's pulling up now. Yep, 9 targets, 8 targets, 3 the week before, but didn't need him a ton in that one. But the target volume is what's encouraging me and making it the risk worth me adding him. Obviously, you're not expecting $145 and 3 every week, but the fact that a player could go out there and do that definitely bodes well for him. And Alec Ayamanor might be a good player, but I'm going to rest easier knowing my guy's going to get some targets from Geno Smith, 8 or 9 of those things a game, than rather 5 or 6 for Cam Ward, in my opinion. And the speed element, too, for Tucker is definitely a plus. Another name out there that I would be adding if he's on your waivers is Ollie Gordon. Let's see if he's even on. No. Gordon, though, I think could be the goal line guy for this offense. And clear the search, show him. He can be the goal line guy for a pretty solid offense, or at least one that should put up some points. The defense is horrendous, obviously, so they're going to need to score. You know, it just doesn't want to show me anything. Oh, and now the second I clicked on it. But anyway, Ollie Gordon is a good pick. He's going to get more and more involved. Brighter days are ahead for him. I think at the quarterback position, if you're scrambling, I do like Geno this week. Let's see, show me Geno. If Daniel Jones is out there in your league too, I do believe in Daniel Jones, even though they play a tough defense this week against the Rams. But Geno plays Chicago. Their secondary is pretty banged up. He's looked good to me slinging it. Obviously, the 3-pick game, but outside of that, he's been, I don't know, when you watch him on the field, play to play, he looks pretty solid. And he's got some guys. Obviously, he's got Trey Tucker now. I think Jacoby Myers is going to be pretty darn good every week. But yeah, those are some names to take a look at. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anybody big. Darnell Mooney, if he's available, he's getting enough targets that he's worth an ad. And if Penix doesn't improve, we'll have Cousins back, and then he'll be good either way. Stafford in deeper leagues is worth a shot. I would do Geno over Stafford personally. Troy Franklin should probably still be on rosters unless you really need to cut him. Algier, I think it's worthy of an ad in this running back landscape. You know, if he's out there, he's a guy who's going to touch the ball a good amount every week. And right now, it's some people's RB2s, you can't even find that. So the streets are tough right now for those RB2s. There's just no really getting around it right now with how that is going. Let's take a look at some tight ends. Brenton Strange. Oh, Hunter Henry's available. If Hunter Henry's out there in your league, let's see, rostered 48. So he'll be out there in some of your leagues. I would go with him. He's been involved. But I do think Brenton Strange and Chigaquanquo are both worthy of ads. Zach Ertz, when Jaden Daniels is back and he isn't playing the number 1 tight end defense, although I'm not too worried about Atlanta, worthy of an ad as well, just because a touchdown upside to me on him is good. He's out in a ton of leagues, though. But Brenton Strange had 7 targets this last week. Chig has showed some athletic promise. I would probably go Brenton Strange and then Chig, just because we've seen, I feel like, how the targets are going to shake out on that Tennessee team. In Jacksonville, we know that Brian Thomas is going to get some targets, but they've had some other guys struggle. I would keep an eye on Isaiah Likely as well. He plays KC this week. There's a decent chance I think he plays. I think you can roll him out there in that one and potentially have, an upside season-long guy that none of these other players are going to give you. Market injuries were forming last night. Doesn't bode well for him, but still, worst things could happen. And then defensively, my top ads for the week. Chargers against the Giants, I really like. The fact that they're rostered only 12.5% of leagues. That would be my play. And then I do think you can play, let's see, Chargers. I don't want to play the Panthers defense against New England personally. They might get a turnover or two, but they could also score 25 points, 30 points on you. Dolphins against the Jets. I'm not going to go that low. The Bucs had a good defense. But yeah, I'd probably go Chargers. If I'm in a pinch, assuming the top two aren't out there, then maybe Commanders probably. I think the Commanders have a solid floor for you, even they might kind of get a ton of ceiling. But that's going to conclude the waiver wire video. If you guys have any questions, should I drop this guy, or is this guy worth an ad in a deeper league? Whatever it may be, put them in the comments. I got you guys. But yeah, those 10 players were the main thing that we were diving into this week. It's a big waiver wire week, but Trey Benson, if he's out there and you need running back help, or Trey Benson's a top ad regardless, but Trey Benson, Ollie Gordon for the running backs, Algier if you need a depth piece, but those top two are solid adds to your roster right now. You're improving in a 12-teamer for sure. And then at wide receiver, Trey Tucker, then Alec Imanor would be my top two ads. And then at tight end, Hunter Henry if he's available. Isaiah Likely's another name I like. Brenton Strange. But yeah, those are your waiver wire options. At quarterback, obviously Geno. And on defense, we got the Chargers and the Commanders. It's the top ads. But like I said, if you need more info, just write me in the comments. I got you guys. This has been Fantasy Joe. Thank you guys so much for watching.